And we're back with another neural sim. However, there's not a whole lot of effective units for this boss. With my current investment, I do think Fenny Pureheart is the only DPS that's effective against this boss. Now you can swap out the support, right? If you need Vidya on the other boss, you could use Aquila here. And then if you have an invested Test Magician, you could swap out your series for Test Magician. But that's pretty much it. There are definitely other teams that can fight it, but it's not gonna be as close as Pure Heart here. And this is not even tier 2 yet. And here's the Longyan Team here since the boss is weak to thermal. However, this first part is already RNG, right? Now instead of dodging, I just decided to do the last shot of the normal attack before I get paralyzed. And that in itself is already RNG because sometimes, I can't even do the last hit from time to time. And if you can't do that, then you'll have to do two dodges, right? The first bounce and the second bounce of the water bubble. But other than that, I think it should be doable.
Foxes, allow me to set the stage.
So currently 7 seconds slower than the Fenny Pureheart Team. And she is currently M1 tier 2. And here's Siris Ksana, which feels like she's very overshadowed by Fenny Pureheart these days. The combo is pretty similar when Siris first ult. We just use skill 3 times and then we can ult. Although the ultimate after that, we need to like skill and then shoot. Yeah, skill shoot 3 times and then we can ult. Now I can't do it a while ago because the boss was invulnerable. And this is the downside of Siris Ksana. And this is why out of all the units that we currently have, Fenny Pureheart is just still far better for this boss. But hey, it's 1 second slower than Longyan, which is surprising.
I'll keep it safe.
And here's Katya Rhapsody, although the boss has a frost resistance of like 30. And that purple shield is more weaker to skill DPS. Also, Katya will be interrupted with that water ball. Her skill just won't stop the boss from interrupting us.
Suspect found. My arms are a little sore. Can you give them a rub, darling?
So just a second slower than Siris. Interesting.
Too easy. Behold.
Here is Acacia Chrono Echo, although the boss does have a very high kinetic resistance.
Transphase core. Wax. Flash.
And I just decided to just ult later on the second phase. I should have probably done one more hit before I ulted. Although I guess regardless of that, it didn't really change much when I tried it.
Don't forget to save.
And I think that's 9 seconds slower than Katya Rhapsody.
Glad you like it, darling.
Although again, it already has a high
I won't
kinetic
gloss too.
resistance.
This is
And
what
here's Katya Dawnwing, although her logistics is not really great, but she still have a tier 1 signature weapon and she's M3. She is highly mobile, so she won't get hit easily. I do think she could have done a little bit better with a better investment.
Crime doesn't pay. Watch out for my trap. You lost your chance to run.
And so far,
Don't
those
worry,
are the
it'll
runs
be
that
over
I'm
soon.
able to do 50 seconds or below,
There's
or
a
at the
certain
very least
pleasure
with
in
my
watching them
current
fall.
investment. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping this boss to already be
Hold
gone
in
by
position.
now.
Allow
But
me
I
to
guess
set
we
the
need 3 more weeks. And as a player who does the neural weekly, this is already getting old. I really hope they just make the boss like random. That is what they typically do back then, but
keep going, darling.
they just, suddenly just change it. I think it was already a year ago, maybe around
Allow me
Nerida's
to set the
patch.
stage.
Maybe they just want to sell the
Dance
new
in the
units
flames
better.
of the divine
It's
fox.
just not really fun. Because if you're stuck with one unit for the new boss, then you'll be stuck with it for the whole patch. And doing the same boss weekly with the same unit is
I
not gonna
trust
be
I
fun.
didn't disappoint.
But that's just me who's been playing Neural Sim weekly. And here's the boss info. There's a lot of resistance this week for other elements. And it's far better for skill DPS. However, even with that said, this boss just has a ton of crowd control and it's really made for pure heart, honestly. At least for now, and we have an additional electric resistance there, so I can't even use chancing. And we have a reduced crit damage as well. Here's the build use. Starting with Acacia Chrono Echo Tier 1, attack alignment, and she's M2. I'll M3 her first before I go back to Longyan. Or if I'm able to go back to Longyan, because anniversary should be next, right? And this is Aquila Tier 1. And that's the free logistics. And M2. I'll also M3 her. Here's Fenny Pureheart Tier 1. Attack alignment. The last one is not too great. And I might M4 her someday. I don't know when. Here's Siris Ksana Tier 1. And the free logistics. M2. And I might M3 her someday as well, because this is decent. And here's Siris Ksana, Tier 2 already. Attack max HP. And an M3. Yeah, I typically stop at M3. Tier 1 Katya Rhapsody. Attack alignment. And M3. And almost forgot Dawnwing here, Tier 1. Attack alignment. But I still have those crit damage. Still need to change it if I'm able to, and M3. Here's this Acacia Tier 2. Because I do use her on the field. Attack alignment, which is the free logistics, and M3. Now, Test Magician could work with Fenny Pureheart if you have her invested. I don't have her signature, so I still choose Siris Briefing. But yet, as the Magician could work better on the SPH boss. And here's Vidya Celestial's one with tier 1. Attack alignment with her signature weapon. And M3. And lastly, Longyan the Divine Fox. Tier 2. Attack crit damage. And M1. And that's about it.